by a show of hands, how many can tell me what this animal is? Well, this is a liger, and it's female. And later on, I'll tell you how you can tell the differences with its patterns to tell you if it's female or if it's male. Now, hybrid animals can only be man-made because they don't really appear in nature that much because nature didn't want them to attend this. And the three most characteristics that stood out to me was its general knowledge, its size and appearance, and its patterns. And now, the liger is a cross between a female tiger and a male lion. Now this is really important because people think that a liger is just a cross between a tiger and a lion. But if you were to cross a male tiger with a female lion, you would have gotten a tigon, which is a completely different animal with different characteristics. And in order to have these two different animals actually compensate and have sexual interactions, is you have to separate them into one pen and make sure that there's not two different sexes of different animals. Now, this is a liger cub. Well, 3 of them actually, and liger cubs are approximately 4 times the size of human babies and can weigh up to 3 bowling balls. But actual baby ligers that are normal, because these are quite big, are actually just twice the size of human babies and weigh up to 2 bowling balls. Now, the size and appearance of this guy is quite alarming. Now, Becca is the tallest person in our class respectively, and this liger is twice the size of her. So you can just imagine how big this liger can truly be. And this guy can weigh up to half a ton. Now just imagine half a ton as being 1/4 of your car weight. So this guy is massive in its own right. Now, what's really awe-inspiring about this guy is that its eyes change based on type of day. Because according to Arendelle Publishing, because Arendelle is a tiger breeding site here in California, up in Sacramento, they actually say that because they swim in water, because of their tiger characteristics in them, that the bacteria and the different chemicals in the water changes their eye color for up to 6 hours. So it all depends on when you want to see the liger. If it's in the morning, you'll see it as light blue or hazel, or in the dark, you'll see it as dark green or brown. Now, the patterns are another wonder in itself because, as you can see here, this takes on the lion characteristics, which they have spots all around them. And they can also take on their tiger characteristics, and they have stripes instead of spots. So it just depends on what type of genome you're looking at. If you're looking at mostly tiger characteristics, you want to look at this guy. But if you're going to look at before, the previous slide showed spots. But this guy has both of them. He has stripes here on his legs, and he has spots on his body, which is quite rare because most ligers only have one type of characteristics in them. But the difference between how you can tell if it's female or if it's male is based on the fadedness. Because if it's faded, it's a female because it wants to blend in. And if it's male, it's very bright, like how you see here. It's very pronounced. So it's showing you that it wants to be seen, and it doesn't want to be pretended upon and be scared. But the main reason why, once we bred them, we can't let them out because of its patterns. According to Dr. Hewitt, a liger can see, who is a liger specialist, they say that ligers can see 1,000 feet from here to here and recognize each other. So they can coordinate attacks very fluently, and they're a very dangerous animal to us. if we actually let them out. Now, its general knowledge, its patterns, and its overall intensity of its size is basically why I chose this animal and why it's so spectacular to see it. Now, Mother Nature knows not to actually mess with this animal and be and have it keep breeding. But close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that the liger breeding site in California, one of the ligers escaped. Now, how many of you would be willing to leave the state of California because you don't know if you can be able to see the liger in your front yard because of its patterns? And that's my presentation.